Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Capkin and today we're gonna look at our best Elemental Shaman Talent 3 builds from Dragonflight pre-patch. It's still currently 30th of October, which means that it's 1 month of pre-patch going forwards, and when expansion hits we wouldn't really have access to our legendary skills, to our covenant skills, and we will have more talent points, which means that all these builds are gonna change going into expansion itself, which means that there's gonna be more videos on my channel right now and then updating everything. So subscribe to the channel if you want to have more information about that. Thanks to Wowhead for providing all this information that we can learn from. I will have links to Wowhead article and all the builds that are mentioned in the articles in the pinned comment down below the video. About a little bit about the author of the guide. I'm Hawk Corrigan, or Hawk in short. For short, I play Elemental Shadow on a semi hardcore level on Draenor, primarily focusing on PvE content. Usually you can find me lurking around the Earth Shrine Discord as one of the Elemental MVPs answering various questions, or you find me hanging around WoW Analyzer and Simulation Craft, where I maintain the respective Elemental Shaman modules. I'm also one of the active maintainers for Storm, Earth and Lava. If you want to get in touch, yeah, so that's our guide writer here. Best Elemental Shaman Talent import code. So yeah, we're gonna have Raid Build, Elemental Equilibrium, Mythic Plus, and Echoes of Great Thunder Mythic Plus builds. So I guess let's start with raiding build. This is your main raid build with the buffs to Lightning Bolt and Chain Reaction and the higher focus on overloads. A Storm Elemental build has pulled ahead significantly. This build is very much enabled by Surge of Power, effectively giving you 2 free Lightning Bolts every time you cast a Spender. We will still be running Wind Speaker's Lava Resurgence as a legendary and essentially be juggling Ice Fury, Surge of Power, Wind Speaker's Lava Resurgence procs, and Storm Skipper as effectively as possible, while keeping your effective electrified shocks applied. So you can look here for key talents if you need to do it, and then here it is. Let's start with our general talent points. Talent 3, so we're taking Lava Burst by default, Astral Shift, one of our main defensive cooldowns, Chain Lightning, our core AoE ability, Frost Shock, our one of our sub main abilities, Cleanse Spirit in order to decurse your allies, then Spirit Wolf transforming into Ghost Wolf, gain you additional movement speed and damage reduction, Plains Traveler reduces cooldown of Astral Shift, Wind Shear, your interrupt, Earth Elemental, your defensive and just like your cooldown, Earth Shield, a little bit of additional utility and some heals for your party or yourself. Fire and Ice increases fire and frost damage. Spirit Walker's Grace gives you additional mobility. Graceful Spirit reduces the cooldown of some more uptime on Spirit Walkers, increases leech and avoidance by 2%, a little bit of self-sustain and defensives. Here in center we're taking Capacitor Totem, that is our AoE stunning totem, and then upgrades to the skill itself. Purges enemy target, removes beneficial effects from them. Nature's Fury increases critical strike of your nature spells. Brimming with life, while reincarnation is off cooldown, your maximum health is increased by 8%, while you are at full health. Reincarnation cools down 75% faster, which is definitely can be quite handy. Winds of Alakir increases the movement speed bonus of Ghost Wolf. When you have 3 or more totems active, your movement speed is increased even more. Then Gust of Wind hurls you forward, just like Blink ability. Hex, it's just like Hex. Nature's Guardian, when your health is brought below 35%, you instantly heal. So just a little bit of panic heals, passive heals. Passive heals. And Improved Lightning Bolt increases damage of your Lightning Bolt. So we're not really taking any totems in here. We're not going hard on that. We're not going hard on group utility as well. Well, some totems in here, but mostly just increases to your character. And then in our specialization talent tree, we're taking Earth Shock, which is one of our main abilities. Storm Elemental calls forth a Greater Storm Elemental to hurl gusts of winds. While the Storm Elemental is active each time you cast Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning, the cast time of Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning is reduced up to 30%. Yeah, so that's one of our like just main damaging cooldowns. Earthquake is our Maelstrom spender. Your damaging critical strikes have way better multiplier than the usual 200%. Your healing critical strikes have like more multiplier to it. So yeah, increases Maelstrom generated by your generators. Then Swelling Maelstrom increases your maximum Maelstrom by 50. Probably let's go and check all these talents, and then we will come back to our left part. Here's our Surge of Power. Earth Shock, Elemental Blast, and Earthquake enhance your next spell cast within 15 seconds, and you'll probably take like Lightning Bolt. Your next cast will cause an additional 2 elemental overloads, or you can you can use it probably with some other stuff. So yeah, but as well as very much enabled by Surge of Power, effectively giving you two free lightning bolts every time you cast a spender. Yeah. So then we're going into Master of the Elements. Casting Lava Burst increases the damage or healing of your next nature, physical, or frost spell. And Primal Elementalist, your Earth, Fire, and Storm Elementals are drawn from Primal Elementals, 80% more powerful than regular ones, with additional abilities, and you gain direct control over them. So yeah, that's like you building a little bit more into elementals. Then Power of the Maelstrom. Casting Lava Burst has a 10% chance to cause your next 2 Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning cast to trigger Elemental Overload an additional time. Echo Chamber increases the damage dealt by your Elemental Overloads by 15%, and Mountains Will Fall, Earth Shock, Elemental Blast, and Earthquake can trigger your mastery at 50% effectiveness. Overloaded Earthquakes do not knock enemies down. And so yeah, now we're going to more of our like right part here. Call of Thunder increases the damage of your Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning, and Storm Elemental. So just generic, pretty good damage increase. Ice Fury hurls frigid ice at the target. That's just your additional damage frost cooldown. Electrified Shocks. Ice Fury causes your frost shocks to damage up to 3 additional enemies, and targets hit take increased nature damage from your spells. Chain Lightning prefers targets with this effect, which is very good as well. Eye of the Storm reduces the Maelstrom cost of Earth Shock and Earthquake by 10, which means that your spenders are gonna be you're gonna be able to use them way more. Reduces the Maelstrom cost of Elemental Blast by 15%. And then our like lightning part is here. Unrelenting Calamity reduces cast time of Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning by 0.25. Increases the duration of Earthquake by 1 second. And then Stormkeeper is like your damaging cooldown that gives you way to use your lightning bolts instantly and deal more damage with them. And Flash of Lightning, casting Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning reduces the cooldown of your nature spells by 1 second. So yeah, nature spells are gonna have bigger uptime. So that's your raid talent tree. Then we're going into Shaman Mythic Plus talent builds. For AoE and Mythic Plus content, the buffs to our lightning abilities have been even more significant. For that reason, we are going all in on lightning talents and everything that could potentially empower our Chain Lightning. Both of the following builds do not differ in their rotation at all, apart from replacing Earthshock with Elemental Blast in the first build. Keep your Electrified Shocks, debuff up, spam your Chain Lightning, and alternate your spenders between Earthshock, Elemental Blast, and Earthquake. So here's our first build, Elemental Equilibrium talent build. This build uses the talent version of Echoes of Great Sundering to be able to use the effect with Elemental Blast. Because we do not have enough points left over to get uses the Elemental Equilibrium as a talent, we will instead be using the Elemental Equilibrium Legendary instead. The base idea of this build is buff Chain Lightning while also using your Maelstrom effectively. We are using Elemental Blast here because it costing more Maelstrom left lets us cast more Chain Lightning while also giving us free stats. Echoes of Great Sundering is still our strongest contributor to AoE damage, and Primal Elementalist giving us access to Tempest is also very strong for 1 point. We are also using Lightning Rod to not only increase our Chain Lightning damage by effectively 40%, but also to double dip on Electrified Shocks. All things considered, this build is just trying to avoid every talent that would require us to cast Lava Burst. So our general talent tree is, let's compare it quite fast. So we're taking same stuff here. And yeah, so our general talent trees are the same. Our specializations talent tree are like way more have way more accent on left part down here rather than center. So what we are taking and what we are not taking. We're not really taking, we're taking only one talent in Power of the Maelstrom. We're not taking Echo Chamber in Mountains Will Fail. Instead, we're taking our Elemental Blast. We're taking Echoes of Great Sundering. And yeah, so we're let's read them. So this part of the tree finishes in first, Elemental Blast, 12 seconds recharge, 1 charge, 2 seconds cast time, harnesses the raw power of the elements, dealing quite massive spell power, elemental damage, and increasing your critical strike or haste or mastery by some percent. Then we're taking Echoes of Great Sundering. After casting Earth Shock, your next Earthquake deals additional damage. After casting Elemental Blast, your next Earthquake deals even more damage. And Lightning Rod. Earth Shock, Elemental Blast, and Earthquake make your target a Lightning Rod for 8 seconds. Lightning Rods take 20% of all damage you deal with Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning. Yeah, so that's our finisher in here. Still, we're taking Electrified Shock. We're not really taking here Surge of Power. We're taking Aftershock. Earth Shock, Elemental Blast, and Earthquake has a 25% chance to refund all Maelstrom spent. And we're going into Master of the Elements, Primal Elementalist still. Our earliest talents, Steel Storm Elemental, Primordial Fury, still the same one. So yeah, that's like your main changes. Instead of going harder in here, we're going in this part, and we're changing a little bit, a little bit with this talent alone. So that's if you're transitioning from like raiding talent tree to elemental shaman, elemental equilibrium talent tree. And now Echoes of Great Sundering talent tree build. If you do not want to craft a new legendary for pre-patch or dislike the play style of elemental blast, you can instead use this build. Here we use the talent version of elemental equilibrium, leaving us unable to talent into elemental blast and still benefit from the effect. We still want to get lightning rod though, leading us to take the talent version of elemental equilibrium. So again, our general talent tree looks quite here it's the same, looks quite the same, yeah. And our general talent tree differs a bit in your like spending last points. So we're not taking elemental blast, we're not taking Echoes of Great Sundering because that's probably a legendary that you're gonna use, and we have elemental equilibrium dealing as a talent instead of legendary, and we're still taking lightning rod. We're still going in hard into like primal elementalist. We're getting 2 points of power of the maelstrom because probably we just have 1 additional talent point free available for us, and that's all the differences between like 2 talent builds. Thanks for watching, hope you're having a blast playing pre-patch, and I hope that like Dragonflight expansion release is gonna be quite smooth for you as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Have a good day and goodbye.